Today for Project Wednesday, we're learning all about pumpkins. We have a special guest with us today for our Project Wednesday. This is Salem. She's a year old. She just turned 1 year old last week. What do you think about the pumpkin? First, you can see these line indentations. Those are called the ribs of the pumpkin. You can also see this part right here. This is the stem of the pumpkin. The whole outside of the pumpkin is called the skin of the pumpkin. The first thing that we're going to do to get started with our pumpkin is to cut around the top of it so we can take the top of it off and look inside. If you would like to do this same activity at home, make sure you have an adult to supervise and help you use the tools that you're going to need to cut the pumpkin open. Now we're ready to crack the pumpkin open. Whoa. So inside you're gonna see some seeds dangling around. These are seeds that you can actually grow to make your very own pumpkin plant. So I'm gonna go ahead and trim this just a little bit. Whoa, how'd you get in there? All right, down inside of our pumpkin, you can see these stringy bits. Those parts are called the fibrous strands. This part of the pumpkin is called the pumpkin flesh. Salem, what do you think? All right, now I'm gonna scoop out all the fibrous strands and all the seeds so that I can carve my pumpkin afterwards. Salem's checking out all the fibrous strands and seeds. Okay, now my pumpkin is all clean inside except for this one little seed. Let me get it out. All right, now it's all clean inside. It's ready to be carved. All right, guys, I carved a paw print on my pumpkin for GBE Bobcats. Pumpkins come in all shapes and sizes. Some pumpkins are smooth, other pumpkins have bumps. A pumpkin patch is where pumpkins are grown. The bigger the seed, the bigger the pumpkin will grow. The root grows from the seed. 2 leaves appear where each pumpkin seed was planted. Vine leaves grow. Gold-colored flowers grow. Pumpkins begin to grow when pollen is moved from flower to flower. The flower has a small green ball beneath its blossom. Over time, it grows bigger and bigger. The pumpkins in the patch begin to turn orange. In the fall, it's harvest time. Pumpkins appear at roadside stands and stores. Sometimes awards are given for the biggest, prettiest, or strangest pumpkins grown. People decorate pumpkins with paint, glitter, and other decorations. On Halloween night, they are a glowing sight to behold. Glow, pumpkins, glow. The end. It's Pumpkin Day, Mouse by Laura Numeroff and Felicia Bond. Mouse has 7 pumpkins to decorate. Mouse paints a happy face on this pumpkin. This pumpkin is sad. This pumpkin has a silly face. This pumpkin looks surprised. One of the pumpkins is missing. Eek! What is that? Boo! Dog made a scary pumpkin. Now it's time to make friendly pumpkins. Happy Pumpkin Day, Mouse! The end. Now we're going to read The Pumpkin Patch, story and photographs by Elizabeth King. It's autumn. The days are cool and crisp. The wind rustles the corn stalks and shakes the leaves from the trees. Down the dusty road in the pumpkin patch, the pumpkins are round and ripe. They are ready to be picked. This pumpkin patch is part of a large vegetable farm. The farmer grows peppers, corn, and squash. Pumpkins are a type of squash. A lot of work was done in the pumpkin patch before the pumpkins were ready to be picked and carved into Halloween jack-o'-lanterns. Work begins in July. The farmer prepares the soil in his fields for the pumpkin seeds. First, a plow slices and turns over the earth. Next, the ground is smoothed by a machine. Then straight rows are marked in the fields. A crew of workers plants the pumpkin seeds in rows. With a hoe, a man digs a hole in the ground. Another man drops a couple of seeds in the hole and then covers the seeds with earth. This is what an inside of the pumpkin looks like. We just saw that when we cut our pumpkin open. Pumpkin seeds come from inside pumpkins. The seeds are creamy white in color, but the seeds the farmer buys from the seed company have been coated with a pink powder. This chemical keeps the pumpkins from being eaten by underground insects after the seeds are planted. Under the warm earth, the seeds begin to sprout. After a week, 2 leaves appear where each seed was planted. We just read that in that other book. These first leaves are called seed leaves. Next, pumpkin vine leaves appear. These leaves are a different shape. They have jagged edges and feel prickly. The leaves grow quickly. The pumpkin plants have been placed far enough apart to leave room for the pumpkin vines to spread. Before the plants get too big, the farmer weeds between the rows. Weeds take away water and food from the growing pumpkin plants. More new leaves grow. Stems grow too. The stems twist and crawl along the ground as they become vines. Curly tendrils appear on the vines. They wrap themselves around other parts of the plant to help the vines spread. The vines become thick and strong. Soon they will be long enough to touch one another between the rows. The leaves look like big hands covering the earth. Meanwhile, flowers begin to bloom on the vines. Some of the pumpkin flowers sit on top of little green bulbs. These little bulbs will swell beneath the flowers. They are baby pumpkins. With water and sunlight, the little green pumpkins grow bigger and bigger and bigger. The pumpkins are hard to find among the leaves because they are the same color, but they do not stay hidden for long. The pumpkins can slowly turn from green to orange. By the middle of October, the pumpkins are plump and orange all over. They are ready to be picked. First, the workers cut the vines to untangle them. Then they cut the stems of the pumpkins with big shears. That's like scissors. The farmer's family decorates the farm stand for Halloween. They place pumpkins all around on the soft straw. They hope customers will want to stop at the stand with the Wicked Witch. The Scarecrow, and the paper-mache pumpkin that is big enough to walk into. That's crazy. There are piles and piles and piles of pumpkins that have been grown on the farm. They come in different sizes and different shapes. Some have smooth skins like our pumpkin did. Others have big bumps. Some are big and some are little. Children come to the patch to pick out their pumpkins. They see and touch the pumpkins. They roll them on the ground and hold them up. This squash makes a great crown. This pumpkin is round and smooth, with a good strong stem for the lid of a jack-o'-lantern. When he sells his pumpkins, the farmer's work is done for the year. Now it's time for the children to take their pumpkins home and carve them. With a candle inside, the pumpkin glows on Halloween night. Ghosts and goblins, beware. The end. I hope you enjoyed all of our pumpkin books and my pumpkin shirt, The Great Pumpkin from Charlie Brown. I have a couple other videos that I want you to watch about pumpkins. Then, if you join me for our craft and dance party, we're going to draw a big old pumpkin and we're going to color it in and decorate it.